Hello, Superhuman. How are you doing? Thank you for clicking on the link and deciding to watch. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Uzezi Udwefe Ideho, known as the teen's best friend. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to communicate when your emotions are triggered. Now, this is the last for the series of Teen Territory this month of October. As this October, we've looked at different topics when it comes to communication. The first Thursday, this month of October 2022, we actually did look at how to conquer stage fright, how to communicate well, if you're in the public, maybe public speaking and stuff, so how to conquer stage fright and the fear of public speaking. So the next Thursday, which was the second Thursday of the month, we looked at how and why you should communicate with your parents. That's also a YouTube version, so you can actually go through my videos and just check for the video and do watch, right? It's going to be of great help to you. The next Thursday, which was just last Thursday, we looked at my communication with God. So most times teenagers really feel out of touch with God, like, oh, he's one superhuman up there. Yes, he's superhuman. Yeah, he's so far from them, like, oh, maybe God communicates with adults alone, or they just feel lost, like they don't know when God is speaking. And that's one thing that most teenagers really want to find out about. So if you missed out on that, it's a reason why you should be in Teen Territory community group on WhatsApp. Well, I could do a replay, I could do a video, maybe if I think about it. If you want me to do a replay of that video, I could. So just leave me a comment in the comment section. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you what to do and how to, handle communication, how to really communicate effectively when your emotions are triggered. Okay, guys, so let's get into the video. But if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do also subscribe. Click on the link, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, so that when I drop new videos, you're also going to be informed. If you have a question for me as we go ahead with this video, please do also leave me a comment in the comment section. If you click on this link from Facebook, or from WhatsApp, or from Instagram, please do also leave me a comment and you just say, oh, I joined from WhatsApp, or I joined from Facebook, or I joined from Instagram, right? Okay, so let's go into the video. So now, what are the things? Let's look at the things that really triggers our emotions, and I'm looking at the negative part. Okay, so one thing that could trigger the emotions of teenagers, and that's why if you're a parent watching this, you should actually pay attention. If you're a teenager, please do also listen carefully so that you know what to do. Okay, it's when you're not having your way. That's the first thing. Sometimes when we're not having our way with the things that we've proposed, maybe your parents are saying no, or whoever, your teacher or a friend or just whoever, but you find yourself in a situation when you're not having your way, like the way you want it to be, the way you expect it to be. It could trigger you to communicating wrongly. Okay, so that's just number one. I'm going to be giving you about 5 tips of the triggers. I'm going to be giving you what you should do and how best you can handle it. So if you're not having your way in a situation, maybe you want to go left and you're being told to go right, you're thinking, no, left is better for this case, and you're being told still go right, it could cause a bridge in communication. Okay, so the next one is when you feel misunderstood, and this is where most teenagers hurt a lot. Maybe you did something, right, and the simple truth is that you did not do it with the intent to hurt anybody, or to bring about the mistake that's happened, or to bring about the failure. Maybe you were doing it with pure intentions. Let's take, for example, what can I use now? Maybe you wanted to help your mom. Okay, let me do this. Maybe you wanted to help your mom, clean her or wash some of her clothes, right? And you do not use the right, maybe it's in the washing, you're supposed to use hand wash, but you put it in the washing machine and it was putting a fabric, and it was an imported fabric, right? And it got bad at the end of the day, and your mom just really misunderstood your actions, like you're not careful, you don't pay attention, you don't look at me when I do stuff. You just really feel misunderstood, like I was only trying to help you, she goes all out saying, you don't look at me when I do things, you're always distracted, you're never focused. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Your intent was to help her actually just wash clothes and relieve her of the stress, but now she's telling you that you don't pay attention, you don't help her around, So when you are misunderstood, most times in this situation, you tend to want to communicate poorly too, because your emotions have been triggered negatively, you've been hurt. That is the simple truth. So things like this can make you just say things you're not supposed to say, or act the way you're not supposed to act, or resolve to say, oh, I'm never going to wash your clothes again. And you'll be like, what's the meaning of that? I just back and forth, just arguing and shouting, and things don't go well that way. So number one, like I said, if you're not having your way, and number two, if you are being misunderstood, especially when your intentions are pure. Now, number three is when a lie is being told against you. When someone, is just blowing trumpet of lies all around you, against you, it triggers our emotion. You know that it's not the truth, but they're doing it to gain favor, to save their face, to make them look like, oh, they're the good person, they're a nice person here. You sometimes just really want to go all out physical on such kind of people in this situation, but that's not the way to handle it. Okay, so that's number three. When someone lies against you, I know it's not easy, especially when you're like before the panel to just judge at what happened, to lay your complaint and tell your side of the story. But the person is just saying things that are off, like it does not even follow at all. Real blown lie. What do you do in such situations? I'm going to explain further in this video, so just go ahead. Okay, so number four that I'm going to be sharing with you is when you're being insulted. You see this one, literally almost everybody almost loses it, like the way almost just cuts when you're being insulted, or you go out and maybe you step on someone's toes accidentally, just something happens. Anything can happen, and some people have really loose mouths, and they're not they don't take caution when addressing other people. So someone can just start insulting your mom, insulting your dad, just insulting you, and you feel like, what have I done that resulted to you insulting me this way? And you also want to retaliate, but there are better ways to go about it. So most times when you get insulted, your emotions are triggered to act wrongly. But is that a way out? Not at all. Number five that I'm going to be sharing with you is when you're being oppressed. For crying out loud, this should not be. You're just oppressing me. Okay, so it's as simple as that, straight to the point. When you're being oppressed, your emotions are triggered and you want to react. Okay, so these five things are what I'll be sharing with you in this video, right? And I'm going to tell you how we can react, how we should react. But before then, I'm going to be letting us know some reactions when these five things happen. And the first one I said was when you're not having your way. Second, when you feel misunderstood. And the third one I said when someone is saying a lie against you in any situation and it's not through at all. Number four, when you're being insulted. And number five, when you are oppressed, when you're being oppressed. So these five things. Now, how do most people act? How do most teenagers act? Parents, if you're watching, please do also listen. If you see your teenagers acting this way, maybe with these five that I'm about to share with you, just know that either of the five that I've mentioned the fourth time just really happened to them. So please pay attention. Number one is shout. When your teenagers start shouting, they try to raise their voice at you, shout at their younger ones, shout at their mates, just shouting, an expression of anger. Just know that they've been misunderstood, lied at, yes, or maybe they've been insulted or felt oppressed, they're not having their way, which they may not always have their way, but you can also call for fair hearing and explain and express yourself better why you think things should be this way. So if you see your teenager shouting, sometimes we don't even know we are shouting with your teenager. That's the funny part, right? You just feel like you are talking, I'm not the one that did it. No, you're just shouting. Take it easy. It's one of the ways that you react to the things I've just really mentioned. The second one is cry. Cry and cry. You see this one? My legs are pinned here because, it gets to me a lot and I'm still trying to work on myself. So it's not that I'm perfect. When things don't happen the way I want them to, okay, which I now know that things cannot always happen my way, which you should also know. Or when someone shouts, like, why are you shouting? I'm not deaf, I can hear you, so why are you shouting? Okay, it tends to hurt me, like I'm not deaf, and for me it's just tears. I don't want to speak, I just want to let it all out and I feel better. So if you want to cry sometimes, yes, I understand, but there are better ways to handle situations because the other person might not really understand why you're crying. Like, okay, why are you crying? Is it because what I said? It doesn't make sense to them, but it makes sense to you. So, and for effective communication, it has to make sense to you and the other person. Okay, so I'm also working on myself when it gets to that point. If you're like me, then you should also try and work on yourself, and I'm going to explain how you can do that. So most times when how you react when your emotions are being triggered. Number one, I said shouting. Number two, I said crying. The third is transfer of aggression, right? Sometimes when your emotions are triggered and you tend to want to act it out, you transfer aggression to people. Like, oh, maybe you had a bad day at school, or where you were learning a skill, or your mom did something you were not pleased with. You try to transfer the aggression on your younger siblings or or your friends or any other person, you know, just that's around you at that time. It's not right. Transfer of vibration, it's not right. You know, it's, you're not gonna feel good if someone does that to you. Okay, so yeah, the number 4 that I'll be sharing with you is fight. People tend to get all physical most times when emotions are being triggered. There are people who don't know how to explain or express themselves, or people who stutter when they speak, and they're like, hey, before I finish explaining myself, this person has gotten away with what he or she has done, so let me just give you one, like, to make your head reset. But that's not the way to go about it. And number 5 that I think I'm going to be heavy on here is slip into depression. Yes, you know, most times they just tend to slip back into depression and be like, okay, I'm not going to talk to anybody, I'm just going to be on my own, you know, and it's going to get to you a lot. So when you find yourself in these cases, please and please do not allow depression get the best parts of you, because then it can lead to suicidal thoughts and making you do things that you should not do. Okay, so the reactions when our emotions are being triggered, you know, sometimes negatively, are number 1, people tend to shout, you know, you cry, transfer of aggression, you fight, or slip into depression. So these 5 things, please watch out to them. So what do you do? As easy as it sounds, these 5 things what I'm going to be sharing with you. What do you do? Number 1, take deep breaths. Like, just breathe in and out. It helps a lot. Most people don't really understand this breather thing, but it really just works. You know, maybe when someone is talking and you don't understand, breathe in and out. As funny as it sounds, it really does work. Just inhale and exhale. Okay, so it works. So take deep breaths. Number 2 is wait for when you are calm before you express yourself. Most times the things you would have said when you're angry and just shouting, right, you would not say them when you are calm. I've noticed it. The things you would say when you're angry, you would not dare utter them when you are calm, because you're more sane, your senses are relaxed, your body is relaxed, your mind is relaxed, and then you're thinking of solution, not just trying to give the other person back his or her words so it can hurt them the same way they've hurt you with your words. So try to be calm, allow the situation to be calm before you also express yourself. Just think about it, just be calm. Which leads me to the next one. Think about the situation. That's number 3. Think about the situation. What's going on here? Like, what just happened? Am I right? More often than not, we actually are wrong, and other people tend to react. We are not responsible for their reactions, but we're responsible for how we react. And that's why I say, think about the situation. What just happened here? What have I done? Is this person correct? And if not, then you can actually address it calmly. Okay, so this is why it's also important, very, very, very important, that you think about the situation, which is number 3. Number 4 is practice active listening. Listen again, I said number 4, practice active listening. It's something that can be practiced. Sometimes when my emotions are being triggered, we want to talk back. We want to, no, that's not how you should, that's not how it works. No. Why don't you just listen to this person, no matter how boring or angry you may feel? Why just listen to the end, and then you'll be more calm to express yourself. You can actually hold more points where they've said things that are not supposed to be said, and say that thing you said is not the way it's supposed to be. So practice active listening. Most people don't listen to conversations. You just talk back because the other person is talking. Be calm. Be calm. Practice active listening. Listen to what the other person has to say, and you just might find sense there. Number 5, how do you react? Allow what has happened remain in the past. After the lessons have been learned, lessons learned, you know, we've apologized if need be. Allow what has happened to be just be in the past. If you've learned from it, taken the lessons, do not allow it haunt you over and again. So these are the 5 ways that you can react better, you can communicate better when your emotions are triggered. So number 1, I said take deep breaths. Number 2, I said wait for when you are calm. Okay. Number 3, I said think about the situation. Number 4, I said practice active listening. And number 5, I said allow what has happened to be in the past. Stop digging it up again, dear teenagers. Allow what has happened to be in the past. Okay, so guys, we are all a work in progress. So when your emotions are triggered, remember these 5 things I've told you, especially for taking a deep breath, proactive active listening, and waiting so that situation will come before you better express it. So if you see that when you do this, right, there's a level of maturity that you just wear the garments of maturity all of a sudden, because you're communicating better. You know, you're beginning to understand people, and while you do this, you understand people. People don't get to say, oh, I can't even I can't express myself to her because she's going to flare or he's going to flare. No, you are saying like you're better when it comes to this communication thing. So guys, I hope you've learned from this video today and how you can best handle your emotions, and you know, when they're being triggered, and how you can communicate, you know, when this is happening. It's really very important. All these skills, all these little skills that I'm sharing, life skills that I'm sharing with you, goes a long way to affecting us even as we become adults, because you're going to work with people, you're going to meet new people of different character, you know, different people who have different views from you. Okay, people will not always agree with you, so that's why it's necessary that you learn these things in time, so that you can also begin to know how to react when people discuss with you and people react the way you're not supposed to. It's also going to be of great benefit. So please do also practice more than you've just listened. Do also practice all that I've shared with you in this video. Alright guys, so I'm hoping to see you in my next video, but if you haven't subscribed, please do also subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not part of Teen Territory community yet, please tell me, just write a comment, just say I want to be part of the communities on WhatsApp. And I include teenagers there once every Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. West African time to 6 p.m. So 6:30 p.m. thereabouts. So if you want to be part of that community, please do also be. And this is how we wrap up strong for Teen Territory this month of October. A new topic will be released for us come the month of November, and it's something that every teenager also should be hooked onto. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Do not forget to like this video, share the link of this video, and please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, if you did click on the link from WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, just write I click on the link from Instagram, I click on the link from WhatsApp, I click on the link from Facebook. Okay, a repetition. Please let me know where you are watching from. Thank you so much guys. I love and sincerely appreciate you all. If you're not yet following me on any of my social media platforms, please do well too. On Instagram is Teens Best Friend. On YouTube, do not forget to subscribe. On Facebook is Uzezie Udwefe Ideho. If you're a teenager and you need to reach out to me, to talk to me, someone you can talk to, I'm not called a Teens Best Friend for nothing. Do have to send me a message. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and bye.